Good morning. Today we have Master Kin, special guest, Kung Fu expert. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm fine.
So talk to us about the origins of Kung Fu, please.
Well, the origin of Kung Fu originated from the Shaolin Temple. The Shaolin practice Kung Fu basically for health reason, discipline, meditation. Is also an art of self-defense.
And what are the mental and physical attributes that come with it?
Well, the mental attribute that come with this is that you increase your focus, your memory, and help you to make good, wise decisions. The physical is you develop good strength, balance, coordination, improve stamina and energy.
And there's a major difference between Kung Fu that's taught in North America and the Kung Fu that's taught in China, right?
That's correct. Kung Fu that is taught in North America is not the same as they teach in China. China is a little bit more intensive because they have all day to do Kung Fu, whereas in North America, everything is life will run into a schedule that is determined by time, so we can only allow a certain amount of time, but we do condense it in a way that will teach them in a more effective way of learning.
And what would you say is the major difference between Kung Fu and other major martial arts, such as Taekwondo, karate, and other?
Well, first, Kung Fu is a Chinese martial art. Kung Fu is a very well-balanced, orientated type of martial art. It's very fluid, very evasive movement, but it's also an art of self-defense. So the movement is very circular. It could be very direct, depends on different style. Whereas karate is a Japanese martial art. It's very hard and rigid, very effective also and powerful. Whereas Taekwondo is a Korean martial art. The art of kicking, which is also a very discipline that will help to increase a person's flexibility.
And what are the different levels that we see in Kung Fu?
Well, the different level, it means different style. There's the Northern style and Southern style. Northern style is really based on a lot of extension of body movement, a long fist technique, a lot of jumping kicks, whereas the Southern style, which what I teach is the Hung Gar style, is based on a lot more hand techniques. They also wide stances that help you to balance hand coordination.
Okay. You know in karate you have different belts? Do you have different levels in Kung Fu?
We do have different level. It's a grading system, but it's always is a point that to make that the student can accomplish the things that they learn here through a period of time, that they need to earn it, and the accomplishments, a sense of accomplishment that where they're going to be to reach that level.
So later on in the show, we are going to get down, and Master Kin is going to show us some techniques and moves. New Subject Tour, we are back with Master Kin, Kung Fu expert. So right now, what exactly is happening in the background here?
Right now in the background, the students are practicing one of the weapons called the Dragon Cane. What the Dragon Cane does is to improve hand coordination, reflex, balance, and quickness. There's a lot of different variation of movement that teaches you how to defend and attack. So there's a lot of hooking movement, and it's also help you to increase the flexibility of body movement, eye and hand coordination.
So we have three different types of weapons behind us here.
That's correct. There's three different students demonstrating three different types of weapons.
So talk to us about the first weapon is nunchucks, right?
Yeah, nunchuck is performed by Kevin. Kevin's doing nunchuck. It's basically the nunchuck just help you to develop quick, fast reflex, eye-body coordination. It's also a very powerful weapon. Then we have Crystal is doing the straight sword. It also teaches you how to be fluid in body extension, body movement. And his straight sword is considered one of the most advanced type of Chinese martial art weapon. And then we have Louise doing the broadsword. The broadsword is very powerful for slicing and chopping movement. So again, all three weapons, it has different character, but it's also a way to develop the individual very differently. So it helps you improve many aspects in the training of our style.
Talk to us about the use of the bench, because we saw one of your students using the bench before.
Well, the bench form is very unique because what it is that in the old times when an attacker come in with a sword to attack an individual and that individual don't have a weapon on him, he's sitting on a bench. So the quickness and thinking, he used the bench to defend himself. So that's how the bench movement start to come in, and then it's very effective. And if you do get tired, you can always put the bench down and sit.
Very interesting. What's the purpose of the wooden dummy for?
The purpose of the wooden dummy is to increase reflex, hand coordination, that you anticipate the attack of your opponent coming in very fast with many punch. So you have to intercept those punch with the trapping hands, the blocks, and counter strike back. So this way, you leave your opponent no chance to defend himself.
Now, are you using a certain style, or is it more freestyle?
Well, first of all, this type of movement that we do in the wooden dummy is also as part of conditioning to develop strong arms and strong hand movement. But it is, in a way, it's a freestyle, but it's a style also relating to a lot of self-defense technique.
Thank you for having me, Master Ken. Please let people know your website.
My website is kungfumonshot.com. The name of my style is called Kung Fu Sil Lum Hung Gar.